What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of The Road to Glory. Today we are entering the FUT Birthday Cup for the 6th out of the 7 times. For winning it on this occasion, you get 10,000 coins, which obviously will be massive to us. Now, team of the season is super close. We've only got a couple of weeks, in my opinion, around 15 days, so just over 2 weeks until team of the season begins. So I'm unsure as to whether to sell the teams that I've got now, build a super cheap team, just kind of play the offline the online Gold Cup and kind of ignore divisions right now, so that we've got enough coins for at least something during team of the season, even if that's a few draft entries or something, just because the player prices right now are on a steady decline due to people getting prepared for team of the season, and I don't want to be stuck here with, like, right now, you know, 200k's worth of players and in a week and a half's time 100k's worth of players because it didn't sell and I missed out. So I'm probably going to sell the players I've got. You know, like, I've got James Rodriguez, I've got Modric, I've got the position change Griezmann. I've got quite a few players, and I'll run through the whole club as well at the end. Like, the end of this episode, the next episode will be like a club tour to get us back up to date. And basically, I don't really want to miss out on team of the season. Even if I've only got enough coins to buy a team of the season player for a few games, then sell him, then buy a new team of the season player. Like, I want to be able to be afforded that luxury, rather than be sitting here like, oh, I've only got 7,000 coins, I can't afford a team of the season, you know? So I want to make sure that we're in the best place possible. And whilst you may have already seen a few like market crash videos, I do suggest that you guys sell your players as soon as possible. There's no like massive rush. There are still a good few weeks until team of the season, but you also don't want to be caught out where you're sitting there thinking, oh, don't worry about it, you know, I'll sell like this guy here or this guy there whenever, simply because you'll end up lost and you'll end up losing loads of coins. For example, on my stream Road to Glory, an account that I only went on the other day for the first time in a few weeks, I bought NepentheZ, the 84 version, for 30,000 coins, which at the time was a bargain. I picked him up like 5k cheaper. Now he goes for 15,000 coins. So even players like that have halved in value, because I'm not entirely sure whether NepentheZ will definitely get a team of the season, because you know, there's so many good attackers in La Liga. You're going to have Messi, Ronaldo, Neymar, Bale, Benzema, Suarez, kind of like 6 guys that are pretty much guaranteed team of the season slots. And players like NepentheZ and the likes like Griezmann, they may not sneak in just because there's just already too many good players ahead of them. So I don't know whether NepentheZ will get a team of the season or not, but if he does, it's definitely one that I'd want to try. You know, hopefully this year EA do subs, reserves and main team subs and reserves. Like previous years, you only get 18 players per team. You know, you get the first 11 and the subs. But due to the fact that this year they've also been doing the reserves in Team of the Week, I'm hoping that also through Team of the Year, they will as well add the extra 5 players, or 6 players. Is it 6 players? Yeah, 6 players. The extra 6 players. 5 players? 5 players. The extra 5 players, which will open up massive possibilities to who we can get for team of the season. Now, into this second game we go, guys, and this was quite an interesting game, a very good opponent, and it was a difficult game, like for a while. Like, as you can see, we go 1-1 here after 10 minutes. He's got the yellow kit, which shows that he's also won the division. Interestingly, in the last episode, somebody said to me, why do I avoid players with the kits? So anyone that's got the yellow kit, the black Division 1 kit, or is a FUT founder, typically are coherent and competent at the game. It's not an exact science. Just because you've got this kit, it doesn't necessarily mean you're good, but like, it kind of suggests that you're good enough to win it, which means you must be pretty good. With that in mind, I typically try and steer clear of these kind of like people with this kit, just because it makes it easier for me. Like, you know, coming up against someone that hasn't shown me that they can win games is better for me. If you give me the knowledge that you're good enough to win to get these kits, then I don't want to play you. Why would I? You know, it's a really weird mentality, and especially because it doesn't make you good to have these kits. Of course, it means that you've won 4 games in a row for this kit, and you've won Division 1 for the Division 1 kit, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're actually good at FIFA. There's so many people, like, quite often I'll add people that play against me that beat me as a friend to have a look at their record, just because I'm kind of vain like that. I like to know, like, you know, for me, it makes me feel better if somebody beats me and they've got an incredible record, and it makes me feel like absolute shit if somebody beats me and they've got a trash record. And I can't tell you how many times I've lost to someone in Division 1, I go and add them as a friend, I go and check their record, and they've got like 180 wins and like 400 losses, and I'm sitting there like, oh my god, how have I just lost to this guy? And again, that like record isn't entirely indicative of skill. You could have had a really, really bad start to FIFA, then all of a sudden something could have clicked for you, and you could have just gone on mad winning streaks and really brought a record back. But in general, so to the person that asked in the last video why I skipped that game, that's kind of why. But at the same time, it doesn't really make a difference. It doesn't, like, it's minimal whether or not it affects you or not, you know. We go 5-2 up in this game anyway, and we actually score a 6th here. This guy's lost the plot a little bit by now. He brings the keeper out. Salah gets through, scores the goal to make it 6-2. And there's still time for a hell of a lot more goals in this game yet, funnily enough. Almost directly off a kickoff again. Felipe Anderson, who's been brilliant in the team, goes through the middle of the field. He brings the keeper out again, so I take a shot. And after this goal went in, this guy got very frustrated and started scoring mad amounts of own goals. And I think I ended up winning the game 15-2. So happy days there. But to talk about Division 1 right now, for those of you that are scared to play Divisions or you know, just think, oh, I'm never going to be able to win Division 1, this is like kind of the best time to be able to get into Division 1 and win it. What happens is that throughout the year, the earlier in the year, the harder it is to win Division 1 because the elite players get there quick, and so you're playing elite players in Division 1. What happens throughout the rest of the year is the players that aren't really that good at FIFA casually and gradually get up to Division 1, so that you could now be in Division 1. And just because you're playing against someone in Division 1, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're a good player. They could have just got there through pure persistence of continually playing. And that's compounded by a lot of the threads that I read on Reddit where people are like, oh, I finally won Division 1 after like 56 attempts. Like, you know, one Division 1 win in 56 attempts. I'm happy that they won Division 1, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're a good player or that they're better than you. So don't be scared to play Divisions. Like, Divisions gives you a good prize. 15,000 coins for winning it is not too bad. And even for holding and getting relegated, you still get a good amount of coins anyway. So don't be too scared to go and play Divisions. It's definitely worth giving it a shot. And maybe, you know, you never know your luck. You might find yourself winning Division 1. With that kind of same process in mind, I thought, I'd been told and I had thought that divisions were grouped. 1, 2, and 3 play each other. So you could be in Division 1 playing Division 3, you could be in Division 3 playing Division 1, and that's why people seem to struggle and get kind of hit when they hit Division 3. They kind of hit a ceiling. And I was also told that 4, 5, and 6 play each other, and then 7, 8, 9, and 10 play each other. However, there was a lot of information to the contrary. There was a lot of information that suggested actually that's not true, and so I started asking a lot of people to ask people what division they play people in when they're in divisions, and one of those people was Fangbanger, and she was in Division 5 playing against people in Division 3 and Division 2, and that struck me as really weird, and it makes me think that there is a true ELO system in place rather than anything else. And what an ELO system is, I've explained it before, and there's not much time left in the video, so I'll explain it briefly. Let's say you start with 1,000 points. You'll come up against someone that also has roughly 1,000 points. If you win, you gain 10 points and they lose, say, 5 points. If you lose 5 points, they would gain, say, 10 points. So now you've got 1,010 points. So the game will try and match you up against people with 1,010 points. The more you win, the higher you get. So you're playing against people that also have higher rankings. Now, if you're a good player with, say, 1,500 points and you somehow manage to match up against someone with 500 points and they beat you, you might lose 200 or 300 points, bringing you back down. So with that in mind, when you go on like a win streak and you're like, where did this come from? It might genuinely have stemmed from a game that you had played 10 or 15 games ago where you lost to a guy who was so inferior to you that it brought your ELO rating down so much that you end up playing against people that aren't quite as good as your level, and eventually and gradually you'll get those wins, you'll get those points back, and you'll then start matching up against people who are on your level, and again you'll start finding the game more difficult. It's a shame that EA don't release information to A, if they have a true ELO system, like a hidden ELO system, and that's how it works, and B, why they just don't tell us how you match up against people. It doesn't matter. People aren't really going to be able to abuse matchmaking system just because they know how it works. Like, if anything, knowing how it works is just going to make people feel a bit more comfortable that, oh, hey, I lost to that guy and he was really shit. That's why now games are easy. Or, oh, hey, I just beat a guy who's like, let's say you've got 1,000 points and you play against a guy with 2,000 points and you jump up to 1,500 points. Now all of a sudden you're playing against people that are just way above your level, and it would explain why you might go on massive losing streaks and then massive winning streaks. But EA just don't let us know, and it's really frustrating. However, hopefully you guys understand that. If you don't understand that, just Google ELO system. It will explain it all. We do win the tournament, guys. 6 out of 6 complete. We get the 10,000 coin bonus, to which I am very, very happy with. And at the end here, just as you see the final clip, I'm actually going to show you guys the stats from the two teams that I've been using, how many goals, games, etc. So you can watch that. If you want to look at it more in detail, just pause the video. This is going to be the end of the video, guys. So thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. I'm out. Peace.